long and hard about what should be my first book that I should review. I went through a lot of books. I considered 1984 by George Orwell. I considered Shakespeare and poetry. I even considered freaking the Communist Manifesto to review. And you know where I ended up? I ended up deciding that The Fault in Our Stars was the best book to start with. I love this book. Conditionally though, I love this book conditionally. She's great, but everyone loves her. I don't even know why I'm reviewing this. I'm gonna still review it. I need to put in my input about this, even though this came out in like 2013. I still need my say in it, and you're not gonna freaking tell me what to do. I'm quirky and edgy and different, and that's why I started a YouTube channel. Not because I saw everyone else do it or because people tell me I look like Emma Chamberlain. Sad time is over. It's The Fault in Our Stars time now. This is a good book. It's a good movie. It reminds me of 6th grade. And 6th grade for me was like 2013, 2014, because I'm 17 years old right now. And I look like I'm squinting like angrily at you. I'm sorry. Let me open my eyes for you. But honestly, 6th grade was like probably the peak in my life. I read a lot and I was very smart, according to all the adults in my life at that time. I was a know-it-all. My first Instagram post, which should be right here, is of me in 6th grade. I look kind of like, I have like this like diamond choker on because I was in dance, and I kind of look like something along those lines. And it was it was just a fine and good old time in 2014, 2015, because that's when I didn't worry about anything, and that's why I read this book. And it's great because today is Easter. Today filming it is Easter, and I first got this book in 2014 on Easter, and I read it all in one day. I like disassociated myself in the Easter family party thing that we had, and I read this all in like 7 hours because I was that weirdo.
In case you haven't noticed, I'm weird. I'm a weirdo.
And when it got to the part where also, spoiler alert. When I got to the part where like Augustus just freaking dies, I cried like a little kid. I mean, I was like 11. No, I was 12. Like the 12-year-old that I was. A weak, basic, Starbucks loving, John Green reading, 6th grade me. And yeah, that's like the backstory and like how I came about this book. But honestly, I didn't really, when I first read it, I didn't understand a lot of things because I was in 6th grade and I only read for fun, and I never really had connections to like what normal teenagers do. Even though that these are both like deathly sick children, they still have like teenage lives, and I was 12, so I wasn't a teenager, and I was like just imagining all of this stuff, and it was great. I thought they were so cool. Besides, having freaking cancer and being an amputee, I thought they were so cool. Hazel Grace Lancaster, like the whole...
Okay.
friends had an inside joke of like the whole okay okay thing before it became like a meme on Instagram. Like, remember when Instagram looked like crap, and it had like the blue like border and stuff, and it just did not look good. Yeah. Anyway, I got a song. Oh my god, I just remembered this. There's a song that is mentioned in this book, and it's by that weird author guy that lives in Amsterdam or whatever. You know him? I know him. Anyway, yeah, Peter Van Houten. Yeah, he lives in Amsterdam, and like when they played this song called Bam Fadalala, I found that the other week, and it's an actual jam, you know? They like, it's like from the 90s and it's Swedish, and they're like, and I thought it was so cool. That was an inside joke with one of my friends, and I swear if you're watching this video, I love you, and you better remember that we used to listen to that song, Haley Ha, if you're watching this. Remember that. Bam Fadalala. I hope I'm saying that right. Anyway, this book is great. It just reminds me of my childhood. And I think I'm very off topic, and this video may be a complete train wreck, and that's okay, because this is literally my first video, and you're not allowed to judge me, because I'm not God tier YouTube level yet. This is my first video. Who do you think I am? It's like Emma Chamberlain? Freaking Joey Shane? Do you think I'm Shane Dawson? No. But anyway, this book is great. I saw the movie, but I was always like, the book is way better than the movie. And honestly it is, but it's mostly just because the other like book series that I was obsessed with at the same time as this was Divergent, and both of these movies, that like the screenplay adaptations for both of those this book and the series Divergent, like came out at the same time, and it was like very weird because clearly these two are lovers, right? Shailene Woodley and freaking like Ansel Elgort in Divergent, they were brother and sister, and I was very uncomfortable as a 13-year-old girl because I think Divergent in that whole series like came out when I was in like 7th grade, so I was like 13. I think I'm going on too many tangents, so let me just, I'm gonna do a new segment. Is that a freaking spider? Okay, there's a spider in my room, that's great. We'll talk to him later. Anyway, I'm gonna start a new thing. Even though this is like my first video, I'm gonna start a new thing, and it's where I open up to a random page and I read an excerpt from the page. Sorry, I just saw the word virgins and I was very uncomfortable, but okay, let me do it again. Yeah. Oh my gosh, this talks about Great Gatsby. I read that. It's not like they're also 17 years old and they had to read it for their English class. Miss Borchers, if you're watching this. Anyway, it says Van Houten was still staring at the ceiling beams. He took a drink. The glass was almost empty. Oh my god, that's a European name. Lidvid? Nope, not gonna say it. It starts with an O. I can't do it. I can't. He leveled his gaze to me. Nothing happens to the Dutch tulip man. He isn't a con man or not a con man. He's God. He's an obvious, unambiguous, metaphorical representation of God. And asking what becomes of him in the intellectual equivalent of is the intellectual equivalent of asking what becomes of the disembodied eyes of Dr. T.J. Eckelberg in Gatsby. Do he and Anna's mom get married? Are we speaking of a novel, dear child, not some historical enterprise? And that was when they went to go see that author of that book that Hazel Grace Lancaster liked, all the way in Amsterdam, and to their disappointment, they realized he was a drunkard with an assistant that spoke English.
Okay.
I love this book. It is near and dear to my heart, and you need to read it. I give this many faults out of 3 stars. Yeah. Read this book if you haven't. You must have lived under a rock if you haven't read this book. You literally, where were you? In a ditch? In Amsterdam? Which is, could also be called Holland. I think that's right. Don't fact check me, just trust me. It's like, I don't know. Just read the book, okay? Just, such a gosh darn good book. You need to read it. And, the bad book of the day is The Aeneid. Go read The Fault in Our Stars, or I will come into your room and place it under your pillow while you're sleeping. Also, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you think this is funny. It's probably not, but you should anyway. I keep doing this angle and it makes my head look huge, but it's just my hair. It makes me look weird. Anyway, I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.